Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, painting live on Thursday, June 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So we are live, which is a good thing because earlier this week I could not post in the group, as you guys know from the test posts and whatnot, but it looks like they Courtney figured well, she didn't really figure it out. She put in a ticket telling them that we had a problem and they got us fixed, but it took a couple days. So we are back to normal, hopefully. So we have our red, white, and blessed June box that we are working on, which is our hats, which are on the table. So that's our finished ones. And then I did have to post the snow angel from my personal page, but I do have it here. So this is our snow angel that you guys got your invoice for, and it's due on the 1st, which is Saturday. So it's one piece, but it is a nice big piece. We have this cute little fur on here, which I thought it made it look like a little Eskimo. I was going to put it on the scarf, but it made it too much. Then I do have the tinsel garland, which you guys will be getting that also. Then we do have gems in the snowflakes as well. And then you will be getting a specialty paintbrush in your box as your featured item as well. So this little fur stuff is actually yarn, which I didn't even know they made fur-looking yarn, but it comes as, there's fox fur. Oh, there was like 4 different ones. Rabbit fur. This was the husky. It's called husky with the gray and the white. And they had it at Hobby Lobby, but it's really cool. And you'll get a whole yard of that so you can glue it on. So he's pretty cute. So hopefully you guys like it. Oh, and then you're also getting the carbon paper and the stencil for this. The little nativity scene. This is what I wanted to do with this piece ever since I seen it years ago and never took the time to do it. So I'm just showing you guys another way to, kind of the old school way of applying designs to a piece. So you can use the nativity, or you can use something else, like you could just put the words believe or joy or nothing. So whatever you guys think you want to do with it, but that is what I did. And then I'll show you how to get a soft look around the outside edge of your light inside color to get that kind of a halo look around it. So that's another thing we'll be doing with it. So that is your July box, our Christmas in July Angels Among Us box. So hopefully you guys enjoy that piece. So let's put that aside. And then we do have our hats that we've been working on. And it looks like we were probably on the black here. So I guess that is where we will start with. So we have our OS 476 black. And we'll put some of that on a foil. Keep getting my little comments back here. Jackie says, so happy you're fixed. Yeah, me too, because it really makes life a little bit harder when things don't work. Alright, so it looks like we, oh, I didn't do the underside of this one, so we will start with that. And for painting, you want to use a nylon type brush. And I think I'll go with a bigger one. This is a size 12. I'm just going to dip it in my water to condition it first. And then I like to pat it out. And then we will go into our black, and I like to do the bottom of the rim here too, so it looks nice. So I used the picture of the hats sitting this way, but you could certainly put the hats this way and use them like as a centerpiece. Put some floral foam in there and some Spanish moss over it, and then stick a bunch of different 4th of July summery flower picks or fireworks type picks in those too. So there's, and then you could have the hat sitting this way beside it. So that would, I mean, it's just a bunch of different ways to use this piece. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me see, I have to say I won't be using glitter in quite a while after this box. Yeah, it's, glitter has its own, I mean, glitter's nice, but glitter's messy. It seems like no matter what you do with it, it's messy. Sometimes I will spray it after I have it on with the aerosol sealer, like a satin or the gloss. And that kind of like anchors it down a little bit so it doesn't like get all over quite as much, but it seems like when you use glitter, it's just glitter everywhere. It seems like it's never like not losing itself. It's always coming off. But I do think like spraying the sealer on it, or you could even brush on the brush-on sealer over the top of it, and that would probably help anchor it down a little bit. So Paula says she loves the shakers. Yeah, I love those shakers too. Those things are really great. I do have, I do like to put the tape over half of it so it doesn't come out too much. And then you can always dump out the color that's in there and put a different color in it. So they're, I mean, they're usable for other things than just the colors that are in there. So that's something I've always liked, is the little shakers. So we actually have one of each color at the classroom, and then I have them in one of the little shoebox totes that you can buy from like Dollar Tree. And then when someone wants glitter, like, they just get the whole tote with all the colors in it. It's just easier than trying to dump it out when everybody's there and kind of making a mess. So I thought on Tuesday, I thought I had a whole nother week here before the 4th of July, but that's not the case. It's the big 4th of July, our big summer weekend coming up, everybody. So I hope you guys all have a good 4th of July weekend. I really did think I had like a whole nother week, and it was like next weekend. So time kind of slipped away on me. And I've noticed lots of campers and boats and lots of travelers on the road already. For our area, we're kind of a big up north vacation area. A lot of people come from Chicago and Milwaukee and the southern part of Wisconsin and Illinois too. Lots of lakes for boating and skiing and fishing and all that good kind of stuff. And I see that the weather looks like it's going to be pretty nice, like in the mid to upper 80s. So everyone should probably have a pretty good 4th of July weekend here. I don't know that I think there's like a chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, which we could definitely use the rain. But, I mean, it's not like a cold, rained out weekend like we get sometimes, so. So I'm just doing my black on my bottom, and now I always like to do the thickness of my piece when it's poured and do that inside rim, just because it just makes the piece look a lot neater once that little edge has got paint on it. So hopefully you can see that looks nice and clean then with that on there. And now I'm just doing the big areas with that wide brush. Now I'm going to wash that out. And I'm going to go to my smaller flat brush so I can do my edges. Let's see. And so I'm just using the black again. Oh, dip in the water to condition it, pat it out. I always forget to do that, but that's really a good thing to do, is to to dip your nylon painting brushes into the water, because that keeps the paint from drying up into the center of it. Let me see. Sorry, did I miss if you sent updated invoices out yet? I think I only have a couple to update, but Kathleen, if I need to update yours, I will check and see what I need to do. If I know Denise, I need to probably adjust yours, but I just messaged you about the brushes that are available. There's only 1 or 2 that I think I need to update, so I don't know if you're one of them or not, Kathleen, but if you are, I'll check the messages and get them updated. There's just always a lot going on here, so I do apologize for all that, for not being on top of things, but I'm trying to get my yard like back in order here a little bit. So even though I do yard work, like I'm still pouring, cleaning, and firing, just doing a little bit less of some other stuff, like some of the computer work and that, but I still have to like pour. I have to pour no matter what. So it's not like I'm just working in the yard. Like I'm still doing boxing stuff, just like not quite as much. But like from now till next Thursday, it'll be all about boxing here. So, and then I still pour and fire with all that too, so that we don't get backed up with that. So still have to fit that stuff in. So then last night Courtney messaged me if I wanted to go strawberry picking with her, because it's strawberry picking time here. And I wasn't going to go strawberry picking, but since she asked, I did, and I picked one little flat for me, and then I picked a flat for her. She's making jam and strawberries for her and her boyfriend, so picked a flat for her. So she's had her work for her this afternoon, because she had 3 flats of strawberries to clean and make freezer jam with. So mine are still sitting in the refrigerator, but I'll try to get to them tomorrow. And I'm probably just going to wash mine and bag them up and freeze them. I didn't get a real big flat. I just mainly went because she asked, and they're big, beautiful strawberries. Like, considering how dry it was here, they're really nice strawberries, nice and sweet. Then I stopped at my parents' and cleaned each of them a little cereal bowl full, so they had some fresh strawberries for a day. These fresh strawberries are always good with. I actually stopped and got some ice cream to make some strawberry shortcake. So, and I like the strawberry shortcake that's made with the Bisquick recipe, and then the ice cream, and then the strawberries on it. So that's kind of going to be my treat all weekend, is some strawberry shortcake. So it took us about an hour and a half to pick 4 flats, so it wasn't too bad. And it was, I had to meet her there at 7:15, and it was already pretty warm out. And then, like, we were in the mid-80s today, so I'm glad we went early and didn't go later, because it's kind of miserable outside here with all this heat we got. All right, so I'm just going to flip that guy over and let him dry, and I'm going to come back and do my tops on this one. So we actually have, like, farms where they have, like, it's probably a 3-acre field maybe, I'm not sure, and they have rows of strawberries, and you ride the little hay wagon out that's pulled by the tractor to the rows, and they give you a row and a flag, and you pretty much get down on your hands and knees, and you have this little tray. Well, it's a pretty good sized tray. It's about this long and about that wide, and you get on your hands and knees and you pick the strawberries off the plants, so you have nice fresh strawberries. You can also go there and buy them already picked, but they're like $5.75 a quart to do it that way. But if you're not able to pick and you still want fresh strawberries, you can still get fresh strawberries by doing it that way. So I think there was maybe like 15 to 20 people when we got there, and by the time we left there was probably 30 or 40, so it looked like it was going to be a busy day for them. It's kind of a nice little setup. It's kind of like family friendly. They have a petting zoo and all that kind of stuff there too for the kids. I didn't see it, but I think they used to have like a big strawberry with a hole cut out, so you could put kids could put their face like in the middle of the strawberry and have their picture taken with it. So just kind of a fun family thing to do. They've been doing that, oh man, probably since the late 70s to early 80s. This farm, that was a dairy farm. Well, and it still is. They still have the dairy farm there, I believe. But they kind of took on strawberries and became a strawberry farm. And we have a couple other patches around too, but that's the one I grew up going to, so that's the one we go to. I used to take Courtney there as a little girl too. So it was kind of nice to go with her just to be there. Alright, so we have our black done on the top here, and I want to brush that out so I don't have no ridges. You just want your paint always brushed out really nice. You don't want to have gobs sitting there. Let's see. Anybody got any questions about their box? Anybody got their boxes painted? Seems like there was a few pictures of painted ones posted. That looked really good. Anybody got plans now for the big 4th of July weekend? I know we have, the different little towns have fireworks and things, and I know the little town, the Cloverleaf Lakes, where there's like 3 lakes, they have like a boat parade on Saturday and a kiddie parade, and then they have fireworks. So I think like you could almost pick the different towns and go to fireworks like every night from Saturday to Tuesday. It kind of stinks that the 4th is on a Tuesday, but because it's in the a lot of people don't have off on Monday, and of course some do, but a lot don't either. So it kind of makes it hard to have a long weekend then. But I will be working on your guys' boxes to get them packed. I'm hoping to have pickup on Thursday or Friday of next week, because the 1st is Saturday, and some of you have to pay yet, so I will be packing after that. A lot of the work is already done with the insert packets and the labels and all that kind of stuff, so it's just a matter of printing your invoices and then going through and packing each box and make sure they have the right stuff in them and hopefully not missing anything. I did post a sneak peek picture of the August box when I was trying to see if we were fixed for pictures and posts. And it is the Donna seed packets. You'll get 3 of them. And then they each have an extra little piece that goes with them. So I just want to come back now and look at my piece here and see if I need to touch anything up.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
So you'll be getting the pumpkin packet, the sunflower packet, and the gourd packet. And I don't know what little extras will be with that. We'll have to see. I mean, you could put little flower arrangements in them. You could put little candy, like candy sticks or different things in them. So they're pretty handy little guys. Alright, so I think we're good with that black the way it looks. So we will wash that brush out also. And now we get to the hard, not so much hard part, but the time-consuming part, which is our stars. So one of the ladies at the classroom has a Cricut, and she, yes, all paint except black and white. Okay, yep, okay, Kathleen. I think I have 2 of you that I need to add your paint to, so I will probably do that in the morning instead of tonight. I'll probably take care of you guys' invoices in the morning. Actually, it's probably going to be tomorrow afternoon because I have to go get lab work done in the morning after I pour. Because they're changing my blood pressure medicine, so now they want to do lab work. So I'll have to pour, run to Green Bay, and have lab work and come back, and then it'll be hot out. So then I will take care of invoices then tomorrow afternoon, you guys, and get those all up to date. So we have white OS 431 white. So we're going to put that down, and then I like to use a nice little liner brush. I like that long liner, that 4200 long liner. Then I'm going to dip in the water to condition it. So I was saying one of the ladies had, I think, like the sticky vinyl, and she cut stars out with her Cricut, and that's how she did her stars, so you could always do that. So I'm just loading up my liner by pulling my brush through the white and then turning it. And then it's just a matter of, so you could do the ash and then the white. I gotta see which way my directions did it. Black. Paint the stars with ash and then white. So I'll show you the difference by painting them white first and then doing the ash. You probably get a little better coverage so with the ash and then the white. So I'm just trying to follow the lines that are indented in the band. And you just have to take your time. I'm resting this painting hand on my hat. Normally I would have it pulled into my stomach instead of out in the middle of the air here. And then now I'm resting. You just got to keep turning it. It's just basically a time taker. It's not hard. It just takes time. And then you just got to keep turning it and trying to keep your fingers out of the wet paint. So that's probably the hardest part of this piece, but it's really not hard. So then when I look at my star, so I can see he's kind of wonky down here, so then and kind of over there. So then I kind of come back and kind of try to touch those up to match the other ones. You're not going to get it perfect in the first shot, and you're probably not going to have them perfect either. But we do have the indent there to follow. So now when I look at it, this one here is a little bit off, so I'll come back, grab that little bit of white and see if I can kind of shape it up so it's more even. You want your stars to be kind of even. All right, so now I'm going to wash out my brush. So I can show you the difference with the ash. So this is with the white first. You can kind of see the blue through it a lot. So if we go to ash first, either way, it's going to take 2 coats probably. So it's going to be the ash and the white, or it's going to be the white with 2 coats of white. Okay, ash, where are you? So we can take our ash OS 567. Get a little drop of that. And he's plugged. That's pretty ugly, huh? All right. So we'll just, again, load my brush up. And I just try to follow those indents that are in the band. And this kind of covers, like the ash covers the navy better than the white, so that's why I did the ash in the directions. So that's just to show you that like there's always more than one way to do something. So like I may do something one way and you may go to a shop and that person may do it a different way, or you may watch online and they do it a different way. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like everybody just has their own little tips and tricks, and you just have to like try different things, and then pick out the one that works best for you, really. So just like with the brushes, like try different brushes and use different brushes. Like the liners, try the long liner or the monogram liner and the regular liner, and then like just try to figure out which one like works best for you, and then that's kind of the one that you can stick with. So now again, I'm kind of looking at my points here so I can make them look pretty even so that they're not too crazy looking and one's skinny and one's fat, and because I do want to have kind of nice stars on my hats. So like this guy here, he's kind of rounded in the middle, so I want to like square that corner off a little more so it's more straight. And you kind of got to look at them from different angles and like turn it, but you could probably buy like star stickers too and use those, or if you have like those die cut machines like that Cricut or the Silhouette, like you can cut them out with the vinyl and stick them on that way too. There's probably scrapbooking stickers you could use that are stars. Alright, so that's our ash on there. So you can see now the white is dry and we can see through it. Hopefully you can see that. So now when I come with the white over the gray, it should cover pretty good. Now I kind of messed that one up there. And we may have to come back with the blue and touch it up some more, but that's just par for the course with the little detail work like that. You just have to keep touching up. It's kind of a lot of touch-ups when you have this little such straight lines with the stripes and the stars. But like try to rest your hand on that piece and then usually draw that brush towards you rather than pulling it away from you. That will help you get like straighter lines. And then just keep turning it. And then I just like brush the paint out so I don't have a big puddle. And then I just keep working my way around. Kind of fill it in there. So I did get the order put in for the molds for, I think it's January through July of next year. So you guys will be getting Kimball molds, Creative Paradise molds, pieces, and then we will also have a TL Design pieces. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And then our Easter box will be Donna molds pieces that I already have. So we'll have 4 different companies of molds within the first half of the year, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully you enjoy that. Oh, gotta see what we got here for comments. Okay, looks like everyone's just watching, so that's good. So we do have I do have the molds put in for the first half of the year, and that's kind of cool to know. January and February is kind of that combined month because I had done a little poll before. So you'll be getting it's like a garden rock. That will be the January one, and then it will be glazed on the inside. And that's part of your extra, the glazing and firing. And then for February, you will get 3 toppers to go with it. I think it was spring, fall, and summer, but I'm not sure now because I had so many. It's a lot to remember when you have all them different molds. But you will be getting 3 different toppers for those, and then I did order an additional 12 more toppers that you guys will be able to add on to the box. And then I think I may have 1 or 2 of them in the storage unit too. So that'll be your January and February box. Then one of the boxes will be the prairie. I think it's the prairie birdhouse. So it's like a birdhouse with a fence. There's a bird on it. There's flowers on it. Kind of a lot like the raccoon box that we had with the birdhouse. You guys seem to like that little whimsical fun stuff. What else did we get? The Easter one will be the Donna, the candle tulips, with one side has flowers on it and then one side has bunnies on it. And then you'll be able to add the other sizes like we did earlier this year with those, or last year, I'm not sure what it was. Let's see what else. Then we're going to have some garden bug pieces, and I don't remember which one, but it's the TL design molds. There's like 6 of them. I think you guys are getting 3 of them, and then the other 3 you can add on. There's a praying mantis, a butterfly, an ant, caterpillar. I'm not sure what there all was, but that's one of the boxes. The Christmas in July box for next year is a Santa in a sleigh, and then a sitting and standing reindeer to go with him. And then I also have the other 2 reindeer that go with that ordered. And then the snowman that's holding the reindeer that kind of matches that whole set. So that's kind of fun. I don't know what else there was, if there was more or not. I have it all on an Excel sheet on the computer because it's hard to remember all the different stuff. So, and then I'll actually probably have to start looking at the rest of the year here pretty soon too, and decide where we're going to get those from and what they might be. I was thinking about maybe getting some Noel molds. We've done the Noel Christmas tree, but they actually have their molds have a lot of nice detail in them. So they're not, and they usually have smaller. They're not a lot of great big molds like they have their traditional Christmas tree, but a lot of their molds aren't really big pieces, which wouldn't fit in the box anyway, so that wouldn't be good. But they have a lot of those stackers, those things they call stackers, and rows. Like there's a row of skeletons and a row of Santas and a row of frogs, and so I don't know if that's something you guys would like or not. So for this year we have, so for August you guys are getting the seed packets from Donna. That would be August. Then September is the Clay Magic. We have Clay Magic coming. Well, they're actually here. I started pouring them already. They are the gourd that's cut in half. You're getting the gangbuster size one, and then the next size one that has the cornucopia on it. And then it says blessed or thankful. I'm not sure what it says, but something like that. And then I did get the 2 large ones that go with those, so you guys can add those on. And then let me see, that's September. What's October? October is, actually, I'm going to switch that around. September is a Noel's mold that is the witch that's like right in the sky on a pumpkin. And so I have the stars. I punched stars out in the background of that. And then you're in little circles, little dots, and then you're also getting another pumpkin to go with that has stars poked out on it. And then, so then October will be the cornucopia, kind of more for Thanksgiving. And then November will be a Mako vintage snowman. Is it Mako or is it? It's a Duncan, sorry. It's a Duncan vintage snowman. Santa. Duncan vintage Santa. Oh, I'm way off. So it's a Duncan vintage Santa for November. And then December is going to be Donna molds. It's Christmas ornaments. They are little birds called sweet tweets. So those are pretty cute too. Alright, so I'm just kind of looking at my stars here and seeing how crooked they look, or we want to get them kind of all the same thickness of points on them and the same length of points. So that's kind of where we're at with the boxes. We've got everybody, all the molds ordered and have the molds for the rest of the year, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so now I'm going to come back and do my white over my ash, but the one that I did in white, we'll do a second coat because this is just going to take two coats to get this white covered up over the navy. So that's why I kind of do the blue band, just do the whole band instead of painting the navy around the stars. Otherwise you're just spending even more time just outlining stuff all the time. So I just paint the whole band blue and then paint the stars on top. That's why I do that. Otherwise you'd have to paint the navy around the stars and then paint the stars white and be careful not to get it on the navy, and it seems like it takes extra time. We're going to do a brown bag special for September. So hopefully you guys will like that. We did the brown bag last year sometime. I don't remember when. I think for Easter, huh? Much easier that way. Yeah. Okay. So we will have a brown bag special for September, which September is kind of our Halloween stuff, so you guys have it for October. It was something new that Clay Magic released. So that's what's going to be in the brown bag. And you can probably figure out if you look in the September album, because I have the ghost tree in there and all that kind of stuff. So there's those truck inserts. The new truck inserts are in there, but there's something that's not in there. So that's what the brown bag is going to be. So it should be a lot of fun. And I think you guys will like it. Easter was the brown bag, yep. So we're going to have a Halloween brown bag in September. And I know that that one I did not, the Easter one we didn't include instructions for, but I believe the September one I'm going to include instructions for it. So that will be included in that. So that should be kind of fun for you guys to have the instructions. And it is Clay Magic pieces. So this one little point here is a little bit short, so I'm just going to make him a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So you just want to kind of like touch your stars up so they look the same. Like you don't want to have one really skinny one and one really wide one, or one really short one and one really long one. And they just take time to do, really. And if your paint isn't flowing, you can dip in the water, mix a little bit water in there, because it takes time to do this, so your paint tends to get dry, and then it gets dry in the brush too. So I'll just add a little drop of water every once in a while to help make that paint flow better. Now you can see it's flowing a lot better off the brush just by adding that little bit of water in there. And then anytime there's, I know the comments are turned off on the albums, but you guys can always shop those albums and then just message me to see if I have it on the shop, or if it's early enough in the month I can get it poured for your box. I have a couple people that do that. They send me a regular list of what they're looking for their box, and then I check the shelf, and if like it's early in the month, I can get it poured and just add it to your invoice. I do have openings in the bisque box, so if anyone knows anyone that wants to join, you can have them message me. So we're just working our way around our stars. You just got to kind of take your time. We do have like 2 slots in the Fashion Hues retreat. If anyone's interested in that yet, you can just message me. So that's in August from the 21st to the 25th. So it's actual certification. It's not just classes painting a couple pieces. We have 5 big pieces, and we're going to learn how to use all the Fashion Hues products. And everything is included in your the retreat costs. Like, you won't have to bring brushes or paint or anything. Like, that's all part of that. Then you'll be getting a swag bag as well, and that has a $130 value, so at least. So we're working on that too. So if anyone's interested in that, you can message me. So we're just lining out our pieces here, our stars. And it's just kind of a slow process, but like always, you want to rest that finger on your piece or that hand so you have a nice steady hand when you're doing those straight lines. And then you just keep turning your piece. I usually start at the points. I don't start like in the bottom part. I start out at the point part, draw it towards the other point, and then fill it in. And I just work my way around and do each one. And then once I have them filled in, I kind of like look back at it. So now I can see that this one here is a lot smaller than the other 3, so I want to beef him up a little bit. So we'll beef him up so he fits in with the rest of them. And now this bottom one looks a little bit smaller. And now that one looks a little bit smaller again. Do you guys have any suggestions for the rest of the boxes for next year? Anything anybody's looking for in particular? You see Easter was a brown bag, okay. I'm going to try to take into consideration, like, the patriotic thing was something you guys had suggested, so that's why I actually did these hats. And then I thought, well, they could be Christmas hats too, so kind of versatile. Was there anything you guys are looking for in the album that you shop? Because you guys haven't been doing too much shopping, so I don't know. I mean, I kind of had big pieces, I guess, in the album, so I don't know if that's why you guys prefer smaller pieces over the big pieces, or tried to give you different stuff, but not really sure what you guys are looking for right now. Maybe you don't care for the garden stuff? I'm not sure. You see, yes, I'm saving mine for Christmas hats. Okay, good. You'll have to post a picture when you get them posted, when you get them painted up, to see what they look like. Hobby Lobby should have lots of Christmas decorations here shortly, I'm sure. They were starting to put that on the shelves the last time I stopped there. Definitely a lot of like Thanksgiving fall stuff was in the store. Lots of pumpkins with weird colors like blue and purple and magenta. It's kind of odd, but I guess that must be our colors for this year. So we're just working our way around here. I guess I don't really think it looks like a, I don't know if you could make it look like a pilgrim hat or not. You do have the different Christmas trees. If you guys are looking for Christmas trees, like you can always just message and ask. I had someone message for otters today, so like I'm gonna have otters for her next month. So like if you're looking for stuff, you can always message me, even if it's not in the album. Sometimes I have the stuff, sometimes I have something, and sometimes I don't. Okay, so now I kind of gobbed up my white, so I'll actually let that and touch that up with the navy. And I think for Shelly, I forgot to pour the stump. One of the ladies wanted a stump planter, so I need to actually go grab that tomorrow, probably on the way back home, and pour that stump planter so you guys can see what that looks like. Like I have a really good selection of molds. You can never have all of them because there just used to be so many out there. I need to make 2 trips to get molds from my last 2 trips from mold digging that we didn't actually get to do yet. And now it's already the middle of summer, so I'm gonna have to get that figured into our schedule here. The one place has a bunch of the softy stuff that I wanted to get for banks. Let me see, do you have the Clay Magic reindeer? They're called plain deer. They are skinny and tall. I don't believe I have those. We have a lot of Clay Magic molds, but I still don't have it all because there's just so much. I do not believe I have those skinny reindeer though. It's really hard to like have everything unless you have maybe an old barn or something, and I actually have to pay rent for storage units, so it kind of limits us to a point. But like we still have a ton of stuff to pick from, so. Alright, so I actually have these guys all done one way around, so if they need white, I come back and put a little more white in the middle. If I see like a star is kind of off, I add a little more white if I need to. Or if I need to touch it up with the blue, we'll touch it up with the blue next. You kind of do a lot of kind of little putsy work with these stars. You just kind of just keep touching them up until they look really good. I'm sure the like the vinyl sticker things, if you could print those, like that would work just as fine. And you could probably, I think you could even get like that vinyl with glitter on it, so you could. And I don't think that glitter sheds as much as like the regular glitter. So you could even do, make those kind of stickers. So I'm just getting a little more white on the inside part of my star where I can see blue through. And that part goes pretty quick because like the outlining is done already, and it's just a matter of getting a little more paint on the inside. So we will wash that out. And now we will go to our navy, which is OS 460 navy. And you could do all your stars first and then come back and touch up the navy, or if you like sometimes I want to feel like I accomplished something instead of just working on stars forever. So now I'm just going to take my navy and I want to like touch up where my blue is got white on it. And so when I'm doing the navy part, I like to start on the inside of my stars and then kind of pull out to the point, instead of like with the white we went kind of just the opposite. So it's kind of what works for you. But just a little here and there will actually like really, you can like just straighten your lines up a little bit more, and it just makes them look a lot better. And sometimes you got to go from the tip in, like you got to do it like whatever way works for you. And maybe each little star point is a little different. So this one I'm starting on the inside of my star and pulling out. So now it looks like I need to come a little bit further up here with my blue, because the bottom point looks short. Try to make sure we're watching questions here. Do you have the matching reindeer and snowman that match the one I ordered from the birdhouse? So that birdhouse snowman is the big one, and it actually comes. So you guys got the one in the box. I gotta think here. So the birdhouse snowman. Do you have the matching reindeer and snowman that match the one I ordered with the birdhouses? Okay, so there's that birdhouse snowman that is in the album is a really big one, and then there is the one that we did in the box is the match to that really big one with the birdhouses on it. Then there is another snowman that's in between size that's holding the reindeer, and I ordered that mold as an add-on for Christmas in July next year, because you're getting two of the reindeer and a Santa with the sleigh that go with that. And then there's two other reindeer that you'll be able to add on. So hopefully that makes sense. So there's the really big reindeer, or really big snowman that's in the album this year. Like he's like 18 or 19 inches tall. And then we did the birdhouse snowman that matches that's smaller. We did that earlier this year. Then there's another snowman that's holding a reindeer, and that's actually a different piece. Like it's different than the birdhouse piece. It has the reindeer that it's holding. There's 4 reindeer that you can get with it. And then there's the Santa in the sleigh. So you guys are getting the Santa in the sleigh and 2 of the reindeer in next July's box. And then I will have, it's like a 15-inch snowman that you will be able to add on along with the other 2 reindeer. So hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense? I guess let me know if it don't, then I'll try to explain it better. So that big tall birdhouse snowman actually has it's a different snowman than you're thinking of. The one that we did in the box is the one that is like the match to that one, because it's smaller, and then the birdhouse is on the opposite side. And the other snowman is holding like the reindeer in his arms. And then there's a Santa in a sleigh and 4 reindeer that go with that. So hopefully that makes sense. But you guys are getting 2 of the reindeer and the Santa in the sleigh for Christmas in July next year. And then you'll be able to add on that snowman with the reindeer and the other 2 reindeer. Or if you want 8 reindeer, you'll be able to get 8 reindeer. Because I did get 2 molds of each of those reindeer, so. That's a really, it's a really cool piece, that snowman holding the reindeer. But he was too big to be a box piece because he's like 15 inches tall, I think, or 14 inches tall. But he'll be an add-on, so. Right, so I'm just working my way around trying to touch up, my white, touch up my navy that has white on it. I'm trying to make my stars look more uniform in size, or so their points and whatnot are more all the same. I know there was a Melanie had done that snowman with the reindeer, I think with the chalks on it. So now I'm going to have to touch up the white because I got the blue all over on that one, but that's kind of how that goes when you're touching up here. So my blue looks pretty good. And I can look if my blue going along my red needs any touching up. Like here my line's not real straight, so I can come back and touch that up. So he looks pretty good. I'll probably wash this out and come back and touch up my white again. So like these guys, they're not hard. They just take a little extra time because you got to do a lot of touching up if you want them to like look really good. And it seems like no matter how much you try, you still got to touch up. It's just the nature of the beast, I guess. But if you wanted to use stickers, because I mean, I certainly understand a lot of people have shaky hands and whatnot. It's hard to do lines, or you got arthritis or whatever. Like you have to work with what you can, and if you have to make changes to it, like just change it and do what you can. So if you need to get stickers to use as your stars, or if maybe you don't even want stars on there, then don't paint the stars on. Or you could cover it up with ribbon, like you could maybe get some red, white, and blue ribbon and put that where the band is on the hat. Like, you don't always have to do the boxes exactly the way like I did them. Like that's just really just I'm just doing it because that's how the sample was painted, and I want to show you guys how to do it the way the sample was painted because that's what it looks like. So, but that was just the way I did it that time. Like you could do it different. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Always feel free to do it different. And to do what works for you. I was thinking you could even do these like with the blue and the white and then the black line for like the police officers. Like you could even do something like that with these guys. So they're, feel free to do different stuff with them. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with my stars on there. Like I kind of look at them a couple times. Now this guy here, he's kind of skinny here, so we're going to add just a little more to beef him up. He's a little skinny down there. I mean, and no one's going to be like examining them with a microscope either. So it's going to be a pretty, people don't look that detailed at it, but so just do the best you can if you're having trouble with it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I think we'll let him as is. So long as I have the white on the brush, I want to look at my white here and see if I need to touch any of that up. So that's a little crooked there. And otherwise, I think my white looks pretty good. So we can set him aside. And now my paint's getting a little dry, so I'm just going to add that drop of water to it and stir that up. And then I like to actually wash out my brush every once in a while too when you're doing that same color with that little detail stuff. Okay, I can't wait. I wasn't a member yet, so I just ordered the snowman with the birdhouse that was in the album. Okay. Okay, I can't wait. I wasn't a member yet, so. Oh, okay. Well, if you want that, like you can get that other birdhouse, the big one or the small one that goes with that one. Like I have some of those, so if you want him, just message me and because that was earlier this spring. I think that was like our January box maybe. So I do have like the smaller one too if you want him to kind of go with it. I'm not sure if I have any boxes left. If you would want an old one of the older boxes, I can look and see if I have one of a box remaining from that month. Sometimes I have boxes left. We had a sale earlier this year, and then some of you guys were able to buy past boxes, and I know for like the last 3 months I've been packing like 5 extra boxes, so if anybody wants to buy like extra boxes when we have a sale, like I'll have extra boxes. But you would be able to buy, if I don't have the box, Kim, you can actually buy that snowman that was in the box. And then you can actually go back and watch the previous class from it. And like you can have painting instructions if you want. It's a really cool piece. But the one that was in the box was kind of the mate to that big one that is in the July album.
Okay, I found this on the web for us in the Arm July album. Check it out.
My virtual assistant is helping again tonight, I guess. That big birdhouse is really cool. Like he's really nice. He's one of my favorite pieces. The big birdhouse snowman, I should say, I guess. So anytime like there's past, like if you're like a newer person and you haven't been with us like that long, there's a lot of the past videos, and if you're like want the bisque for any of those, anytime you guys can just message me too, because that bisque is usually on this shelves at the classroom, like 9 times out of 10. So you guys can always go back and get bisque from prior boxes too. I could pretty much cater to you guys with the boxes as far as making sure you guys get what you want. Like I haven't really sold a bisque online. We were when Courtney was helping, but I had to stop that because it was just me. I may be going back to that if our membership stays where it's at right now. But hopefully it's just for summer and people will be coming back. But I know the economy is really hard on people right now with the price of everything. But otherwise, like you guys like get first dibs with everything, whether it's stuff that gets poured, like the classroom gets told, like the subscribers stuff gets poured first and whatnot. So you guys can get past bisque from any of the past boxes that we've done. And actually, our first box shipped in July of 2019. And so since then I have had, which I think I posted that yesterday, 60 different boxes. So that's like 60 different classes actually, and then there's 4 classes a month to go with those boxes. But we've actually had 60 different boxes of bisque since I started doing this, which that's a lot of classes, 60 different, and it's more than 60 different pieces because some pieces have 6 pieces in, some pieces have 3 pieces. I think this month with the Snow Angel, I think that's the first time you guys actually only had 1 piece. But we have had 60 boxes since I started, which I mean, I kind of impressed myself with that one, not gonna lie. Because like it really added up, and like that's 60 different boxes that I had to come up with, like 60 different ideas of bisque and what to do with it, and try to do different things. Like this month we're kind of just painting. We will be antiquing one of these next week. So last month in your box you got this Donahue's black antiquing. We will be antiquing one of the hats so you guys can see how to use that product. So it's been all non-fired stuff. Like we've done crackle, and we've done leather, and we've done chalks, and we've done dry brushing and color washing and antiquing, and just try to do all kinds of different things. We've done silk screening. We've done our stencils, like we're going to be doing with the snowman, the template thing, to show you how to do that kind of stuff. So just try to keep bringing new stuff, but once you get to 60 different boxes, like that's a lot of different, and not that they were all different, but just a different variety of things, from smooth textured pieces to a lot of textured pieces. I think you've done a fantastic job. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I try to, I mean, a lot of, it's a whole day to try to figure out like what a couple months worth of boxes are going to be, because there's so much that has to go into it, from the cost of the mold to the shipping, and it has to meet the bisque price for the box. Like there's a bisque cost that it has to meet, and it has to meet a size, and it can't have a lot of like arms and legs and necks so that it gets broke when it's shipping, and it can't have a lot of parts to put on, because then like that's just a lot of extra pouring time and a lot of extra cleaning time, and that stuff can break when it's shipping. And so like a lot has to really go into figuring out what the bisque pieces are going to be, and then like what we might do with those pieces, and all of that. So I try to just be really thoughtful of all those different things, so we can keep learning stuff. And what was the mesh size for the silk screen that I learned? So it's a 80 mesh. Like if you go on Amazon, just type in 80 mesh silk, and that will come up. I know some people everybody uses different numbers, so it comes like 80 to 110. I'm that way too. So let me see. I've gotten all 60 boxes. Good for you. Yes, there's only a few of you guys that have been with me since we started. I've gotten all the bubble wrap too. Oh boy. That's funny. Let me see, I take my bubble wrap to the senior citizen class. That's cool. And you know what, you guys, you can use that bubble wrap to even use, like to do a painting technique. You can take that bubble wrap and like sponge some paint on it, and then like print. You can print with that bubble wrap onto your piece. Say you're doing a base or something. So you can actually use the bubble wrap for stuff too, like making a painting technique print. Let's see, I couldn't remember if it was 80 or 100. Yeah, so we're at 60 different boxes this month. Once we ship this box next week, so that's pretty cool, because we started out with only 8 boxes, and we've grown. So that's really cool that I can do that for you guys and bring it to you, that we're online doing classes, and you don't have to be in person. And like, you guys amaze me when you post your pictures of your finished piece, and it looks so much like the piece that I did. So that's like really amazing, that I don't have to be there in person helping you. And I guess between my directions and the videos, like, you guys are able to figure it out and do such a great job. So that's kudos to you guys too. So that's great, and we'll keep trying. I'll keep trying to find different things to do, and different pieces for the box. Like we did the vase with the chalking and the bird. We did we had a request for wildlife, so we did the bears, and I think that may have been a first time piece for a lot of people. But even if you don't like the piece, hopefully you're you're still learning from what we're doing with the piece so that you could do it with a piece that you like. So sometimes, like, it may not be the exact piece that you would have picked out or liked, like, say, the bears. But, like, the bears were a really, really good dry brushing technique class because it had so much texture on it. And we could, like, specifically highlight portions of the fur to make it really stand out. So, so even though you may not like the exact piece of bisque, like, it's kind of about learning the technique that we're doing with that piece so that you can take it and do it on another piece of yours that you may have. So sometimes you have to, like, look outside the box and look at it that way. So maybe you don't like snowmen, but, like, what we're going to do with the carbon paper and the pattern, like, you could take that and do that on another piece of something you may like. Say it's on a plate or on a vase or on a cup. So it's not just about the exact piece of this that you guys are getting. It's kind of about learning the technique that we're doing on the pieces. So hopefully that helps too. Let me see, what does Denise say here? Great videos and how our teacher instructs. Oh, thank you. I mean, and, like, I love this with all my heart. When you guys can probably tell it, I live for this. This in my backyard, my pond, and my flowers. Like, it's what I do, and it's who I am. And I love doing it, and I love sharing it and helping people to learn to do it. Because why should I keep it to myself and be buried with it and nobody else learned from it? Like, there's no advantage to that. So, and I like to always try different new things, which you guys probably notice with the classroom. Like, we're always doing different stuff with the glass and the mosaics and whatnot. So, like, I'm always trying to always kind of game at learning new things and taking on something else, whether it be with the ceramics or building the bridge across the pond or whatever, you know. So I just like doing stuff and sharing it and helping others to do it too. And there's no right or wrong way. And let me see. Kim says she's behind. She adopted a shelter puppy. Oh boy, 12 weeks. Oh, and she's only 4 point. She must be a little thing. Oh yeah, you're right, Kim. Because, like, I thought about getting a puppy too, but man, I really don't have time for a puppy. I gotta stick to my fish. And I wasn't a good fish keeper the last couple of years because of the business. I didn't have time, and I killed them. The big ones died on me because I didn't have time to hook up the filters, but I'm going to take time to actually do it now. And I wish airfare was cheaper. Yeah, everything is so expensive now, isn't it? I just got a bag of groceries. Just a couple things, like some hot dogs and some corn dogs right before I actually had to run out to the classroom because I took your snow angel to the classroom on Tuesday to show the local ladies, and I forgot to bring it back. So I thought, well, I better go get it because they're going to want to see it. So then I ran to the grocery store quick before the holiday, Friday tomorrow, because then it'll be super busy, and I grabbed some hot dogs, some corn dogs, some Cool Whip, some ice cream for my strawberries. What else? A bag of hot dog buns. It was $68. Like, it's just crazy how expensive everything has gotten. And I think, like, that's why so many people were out there picking strawberries, because I think they're trying to do more things at home themselves, so they're not paying all those high prices for stuff in the stores. And, like, I grew up with the oldest of 5 on a farm, and we didn't have a lot. Like, we didn't even have running water in the house until I was probably in early grade school, and we didn't have a bathroom in the house till I was in 8th grade. And they didn't have hot water on the farm until my daughter was a little girl. So we didn't always have everything, and if you wanted something, you had to learn how to, if you seen something you wanted, you had to figure out how to make it yourself from scratch. because there wasn't money to go and buy stuff new like that. So like I had to learn how to sew and how to crochet and all that kind of stuff. So I guess that's where it's been in me my whole life. And so I probably out of necessity originally, but now it's what I do and what I like. So, and it's what I like to do. And then when I was in the Army, like, I've seen a lot of flower gardens and stuff and parks and that really, it really amazed me. So I really kind of got into the flowers and stuff too, and the koi ponds, and because I was stationed in Hawaii, that was a big thing over there, the koi ponds. So I just thought, oh, one day I'm going to have those, and I do. So I mean, my dad dug the hole, but my sister and him helped me put the liner in, but I basically did all the rest of it myself. Because like I don't have the money to hire those landscaping people to come and do something like that. But if you can read and watch videos, and I mean, now it's so much easier today because of all the videos online and whatnot. Like, you can find so much help online. You don't even have to read. Like, you can just go and watch different videos and learn how to do stuff. But it used to be, if you could read, you could figure out how to do anything. So that's kind of how it has always been for me. I just read about it and figure it out and try it. And if it don't work, when it fails, you just try it a different way. Okay, so this guy, as we were talking, like, I didn't do the ash first. I just did the straight white, but it's taken a little bit more white to touch it up. So that's kind of the difference in your cat. So, yeah, the cat, he's actually Courtney's cat. She wanted an orange and white cat, and I was greenhouse shopping one day, and I heard this meow, 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 and it was these kittens, and there was 4 of them, and they were all tiger striped except for him, and his eyes were all gobbed up with stuff, and I asked if they were available for adoption, and she goes, yeah, but they are, but you probably don't want that orange one. And I said, well, actually, that's the one that I want. So I brought him home, and he had fleas, and he couldn't see. He was just a pathetic thing. But he's probably like 10 or 11, 12 years old here already, so he just sleeps a lot now. And he doesn't like to be held, so that's why Courtney doesn't. Let me see. I love doing all the different projects. My grandkids love decorating their homes with them. Oh, that's great. It seems like some of the kids are getting a little more interested in this stuff too, instead of just all the computer stuff. So that's good too. Instead of just being on their phones and whatnot all the time. I know I have a couple ladies that come to the shop that make things for their adult kids, like they're in probably their late 20s, their kids are, and they're interested in their things that they're making, and they're making stuff for them. So that's really cool to see. Because like Courtney's, like my daughter, she's in her mid-30s, so like she doesn't like a lot of knicky-knack stuff sitting around the house. So I think the one generation we have there, like her age, they like more of that industrial, clean stuff. They don't like knick-knacky, antique-y stuff like the generations before us did. So right now I'm just going back and kind of trying to straighten up these stars here so they look decent. And it's just a matter of going around and looking at which ones are kind of too chubby and which ones are too skinny, and maybe which ones are too short and which ones are too long, and just kind of touching them up a little bit. I mean, it's a shame that over the years we've lost so much of the ceramic industry as far as all the different shops and the mold companies, and I mean, I don't really think they're ever going to come back. I mean, I think the couple that we have now, we really have to support them so we don't lose them. So that's kind of like with the boxes. Like I try to do, like use all of them. Whoop! Almost dropped it in the paint. Well, that would have been a mess to clean up. So that's why you guys get the different molds from the different companies. And even the different companies, like, they all have their own little style too. Whether it's Clay Magic or Doc Holliday, or like each company had their own style back when they were making their new molds, which we don't have many new mold makers anymore. Like, we have Clay Magic makes new molds that we were able to purchase. Like Gare has, I mean, they kind of cater to the paint your own pottery places, kind of like Mako did, which they sold their line, but you can't buy, like, a shop cannot buy the molds. Shops can only buy the bisque. The paint your old pottery places can only buy the bisque. Like, we can't buy the molds to that new stuff. So that kind of limits us as far as a shop of being able to get new releases if we want to pour them ourselves, which I'm kind of stuck on that. I like to pour my own stuff so that I know it's poured, cleaned, and fired, and the like all the details put back in as much as you can, and to make a really good quality piece. I don't have any purchased imported bisque at the shop. I did one order one time with just a couple pieces to try, and I wasn't satisfied with it. Like, the pieces were very worn and they weren't cleaned very well, and so, like, I only have what I pour, clean, and fire. So I mean, that's probably being kind of picky, but it makes it hard because there are no new mold companies out there, like, making new molds for us to buy, like new release type stuff, I guess I should say. Like, I get new molds. All your boxed molds are always new molds. Like Starlight has the masters to several companies. Like, they have the Doca Holiday Masters, they have the Scioto Masters, the Donna Mold Masters, but none of those companies are actually making new release molds like Clay Magic does. So like, we're really limited that way as far as being able to get actual new release molds. Like the Noel molds, like, we can get, they're still making theirs along with Riverview, but they're not doing new releases. Like, those companies all used to do new releases all the time, and, like, they're not doing that anymore. But fortunately, we are able to get new molds made from their masters. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this, because, like, when I order molds for your boxes, like, it's 6 to 8 sets of molds just to get the box molds poured. And by the time that those are poured, like, those molds are kind of worn out. Like, you can really tell the difference. I mean, they're not worn out, but they're not as nice as what they are when you pour those first 5 or 6 mold pieces. So that's why I get that many, so that you guys have good detail on your pieces when you get them. So I really made him look cockeyed here, so I'll have to come back and fix his white. Sometimes I get to talking too much and not paying as much attention to my painting here. But I'm just trying to go around my stars and like, make them look pretty even and kind of all the same. And you just have to touch up, and sometimes you go from the blue to the white, back to the blue, back to the white. But that's kind of what it takes to make it look good. A lot of times just that little extra makes the world of difference. So now we got to go back and touch up that white, because, like, this guy, hopefully you can see, like, that little star point, he's like way too small now for compared to the rest, so I got to bring some white back in there. But we don't want to get too much white, because then we'll have to come back and touch up the blue again. So see, just that little bit of white, like, brought him back to what he needs to look like, I guess you could say, so that he fits in with the rest of it. So you do want to just take that little extra time always, and like, make your piece look good, because you're spending all this money and time, so you want your pieces to look good. And so sometimes you got to go around it 3 or 4 or 5 times. All right, so he's looking pretty good, I think. I mean, you could like touch up forever too. Like you have to get to a point where you're satisfied with it. Otherwise, like you might be here for days touching up. I'm just going to make this one a little bit longer just because that one's a little bit longer, so it kind of fits together better. Like now this one, this white is down a little further than that white, so I can maybe bring that one up a little bit. So it's really how picky you want to get with it too. But really, as long as you're doing it, you kind of want to do the best job that you can, so it does look pretty good. So he looks pretty good now. And so we're actually pretty close to 8:30 here again. So I do have our big guy to do, so we'll do that. Maybe I'll do half of those before next week so we can get to the glittering. And get those finished and do that antiquing. But I'll show you guys your finished guy for next week, for next month. So this is our, I called it Angels Among Us. And it's our snow angel. So we have our, you'll be getting this tinsel for his hat. Let me see. I was raised using Dunkin' cover coat. Then I used my cover coat on bisque and I fire my kiln. I was raised using Dunkin' cover coat. Can I use my cover coat on bisque and refire in my? Yes, you can. You can. All of my bisque is fired to cone 04, so you can always use the cover coats or the 1 strokes, the easy strokes, the glazes. You can do that with any of my bisque. Now, if you're getting the import bisque, you won't know for sure if, like, you'd want to know if it was fired to cone 04 or not. Sometimes they only fire that stuff to 05 or 06. Then your glazes and your cover coats and those kind of things are not going to turn out. If it's already, like if it's a finished piece with the cover coats on it and the glaze on it, you're probably not going, you're not going to be able to like redo that piece. Like you're pretty much stuck with whatever that finished piece is. But if you have a new fresh piece of bisque or an old piece of bisque that's not completed, you can put the cover coats over it and then glaze it and fire it. Like that'll be fine. Just I don't know if that's 05 or 06. The cover coats probably 06. But like if it's a finished piece with the cover coat on it and then a glaze on it and already fired, you're not going to be able to like redo that. That's not going to work, and you can't burn it off either. Like a finished piece like that that's glazed, you're pretty much stuck with. But if you have a new piece of bisque and you want to use the Dunkin' cover coats, you sure can. They're very comparable to the Mako Stroken coats. So that'll definitely work. But all my bisque is fired to cone 04, so you can always use the glazes on it. You won't have any problems. Let me see. I love learning and doing all different projects. Yep, so it looks like I got everybody's questions. So this is our angel snowman. You're getting the crystals that go on here. You're getting the little template and the carbon paper, and then you're getting the yarn. And this is actually just yarn. Like, it's the craziest thing. And it's got a flat area on the back of it, and so I just hot glued it on. And I was going to do 2 on here, but it looked too much. It was too much for on his little scarf, so I didn't do it on the scarf. And again, if like you're not into the religious thing, you don't have to put that on there. But you could put something else on it, and like I'll show you how I made what I did. And then you can put whatever you want on it, or you can freehand something on it. But this is like a good way. And we've done this before using the carbon paper and the pattern and tracing it on. That's really all you're doing. But it's the way we used to do things, and you can do tons of different designs of things. You can make your own patterns and then trace it on. But that is our snow angel that I'm shipping next week. I am aiming for pickup on Thursday or Friday. I think the 1st is Saturday. If you're paying after the 1st, just let me know so I can change your invoice date. Anyone that needs invoices updated or changed, I will be doing that tomorrow afternoon when it's hot out, because we're supposed to be like 87. Because I will pour in the morning, and then have to go get lab work at like 1 o'clock, and then I'll be back home by 2 or 3, and then I will be doing invoices after that. So if you guys need anything added to your invoice, like I can always do that before, as long as it's before the box is actually packed. So if you think of something at the last minute, you can message me. And as always, like, you guys can always message me for questions and things. So you can just send a picture of what you got and say, hey, what's wrong with this? What should I do? I don't know what I did. Anything like that. So I guess other than that, I hope you guys had a good week, and I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. I know I'm closing the shop on Tuesday because it is the 4th of July, but I will be working on shipping the boxes, so that's kind of all about it. Probably that's about it, other than the usual cleaning, pouring, and firing, and I do have all of August already cleaned, and I think I maybe have a half a load or less to fire for August, so I'm ahead on that because we do have the retreat coming up, and I have to be ahead with that so I can spend time at the classroom learning how to use fashion hues, and then I will be a fashion hues dealer as well and carrying that, and we will try to get that use that paint in our box a little bit too next year. So let me see, what colors do we need for the July box? So Terry, if you go to the top of our group, it's on my, it should be at the top of the group. There should be a paint list with a picture of this snowman. It's going to be posted as Brenda Bart's instead of Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque because I could not get into Facebook last week. But there is a color list in the posting that has this snowman on it. It's not a whole lot of colors. It's white, navy, ash. Let me see. I don't think I used gray. Oh, medium blue. Not a whole lot of colors. Oh, and then this gold. So there's not a whole lot of colors. So, but the colors are posted with this picture. It's pinned to the top of the feed. So you should be able to find it. And just message me if you need any or comment right on that post. That usually works the best because then I go down that post and just put it on your invoices. So I think that's about it, you guys. So I guess otherwise everybody have a safe 4th of July and a happy 4th of July weekend. And I know we're going to have really good weather, although it's going to be kind of hot out. So we will see what goes on. I may try to squeeze in a little bit of pond work here and there too. So I can get that all done and caught up before winter gets here. And you guys have a great week, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight.